ugly caterpillars, and lots and lots and lots of them. They're called the fall web caterpillar or the fall tent caterpillar, and they're all over Newfoundland and Labrador this summer. And if you take a drive from the west coast all the way in towards St. John's, you'll see this webbing on the trees along the highway. So as you can see, folks, I've done my safety glasses and my hard hat, and I have my reciprocating saw here all ready to cut a branch off of that tree that's been infected with the fall tent caterpillar or the fall web caterpillar. So let's remove one of the branches and examine it in more detail, as I said. Good morning, folks. Mr. Garry here from GBL, the old church, 5 Acre Homestead. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to our regular TGIF Friday video. Mr. Garry is up quite early this morning. It's around 7:30 a.m. here now, here in beautiful, beautiful Davidsville, Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, and here at the old church, getting ready to put some siding on the western end of the old church. In fact, started a little bit yesterday. I put on a corner, as you can see to my right. I think it's my right. It might be your left. I'm not quite sure. So I've got some tools there, getting ready now to continue the process of coming up as far as I can reach without a ladder and without scaffolding. And then later on this morning, Miss Betty and I, we're going to set up the scaffolding and try to finish up to the top. We've got to go to the hardware store sometime today and buy one of those octagon vents to go right up there in the peak, so we can actually finish this wall today or tomorrow. And we will most certainly be showing that to you and inviting you to come along with us as we continue renovating the old church. Now, I want to share a couple of more things with you in this Friday video besides the vinyl siding. So watch this. This is the plastic bird feeder that Miss Betty put on this window some time ago. It just goes on with some suction cups. And folks, this little bird feeder has been alive with birds. In fact, so much so that we started a little YouTube series on our YouTube channel. I think it's called Feathered Friends Feeding Frenzy, and I think we've got 4 little short 1-minute videos there now. So go check it out, and you'll see the different birds that come by and feed on the bird feed in that feeder. And over the summer and into the fall, we'll present a few more videos showcasing this bird feeder to you. So go check that out. I'll put a link to the playlist in this video in the description to make it easy for you to go there. But there's one very, very important thing I want to show you in this TGIF Friday video. I have my hard hat and I have my reciprocating saw. Some people call it a shark saw. I call it a reciprocating saw. And I have my safety glasses there and I have my gloves there as well. I'm going to be using that because I want to show you something that's been decimating the trees here on our property and all around Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, and I suspect in many other places across North America as well. So let me take you to a tree and show you what I'm talking about. So I'm heading over toward the new barn there now, folks, and I'm going here to the side where we still have some trees here. These are some older trees and some young birch. So I'm going to go down over the bank here, and I've got nothing on my legs this morning, just wearing shorts. But I want to take you in and show you that tree there in the distance and explain to you, from what I know anyway, what's happened to it. Hopefully there's no stinger needles or poison ivy here. Okay, so this is what I want to talk to you about. Inside this webbing are some little caterpillars. Really ugly caterpillars, and lots and lots and lots of them. They're called the fall web caterpillar or the fall tent caterpillar, and they're all over Newfoundland and Labrador this summer. And if you take a drive from the west coast all the way in towards St. John's, you'll see this webbing on the trees along the highway. And many farmers and many homeowners who have beautiful trees on their property are complaining and talking about all the damage that's being done by these bugs. Now, I did a little bit of research this morning before I started this video, and from what I can understand, these caterpillars, they feed for about 6 weeks on these leaves. They cover it all up with webbing, as you can see there, and they stay inside, and they consume and kill the branches on these trees. And then during late fall, they go inside the bark on these trees, or they burrow down into the ground at the base of the trees, and they emerge next spring as a moth. So that's a little bit of research that I did this morning. Now this tree right here, as you can see, is pretty much decimated. The leaves are all dead. However, the buds do seem healthy on this tree, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Now, if I zoom over this way a little bit, you can see that there's a few more there in the distance as well. And it has that tent or that webbing on them, lots and lots and lots of webbing. And they stay inside there, those caterpillars, and they consume the leaves. Okay, so there you go. So I've got my reciprocating saw, and I'm actually going to cut off a branch, and I'm going to take it off and carry it outside so we can examine it a little bit in more detail. So as you can see, folks, I've done my safety glasses and my hard hat, and I have my reciprocating saw here, all ready to cut a branch off of that tree that's been infected with the fall tent caterpillar or the fall web caterpillar. So let's remove one of the branches and examine it in more detail, as I said. If we zoom in closely, folks, and have a quick look, I want to show you some of those caterpillars I'm talking about, like little worms. You can see a few right there. Okay, they're chewing away, they're eating away at the green leaves on this one. The first one that I cut off, there didn't seem to be any caterpillars left. They had consumed. They had consumed everything that was in every bit of goodness that was in the leaves on that tree, and they had moved on to another one. This one that I have right here now, and there seems to be a few of the caterpillars around. And like I said, if I zoom in, you can see, well, there's 3 or 4 right there alone, and a few fell off when I was bringing it up over the side of the bank. Okay, and the little black dots that you see is probably their feces, or their castings, right? Yeah, so they're doing quite a lot of damage to the trees here around Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada, and I do suspect elsewhere as well. And I just want to zoom in on these alders right here next to the new barn, and you can see there's a few places there that contain a fair bit of that webbing. Just look at that. Look at that one. That poor old tree right there, hey? It does look like a young birch. And from what I've read, they like elm, birch, maple, those kinds of trees. So I'm guessing the kind of nectar, the kind of sap that's in those trees is quite appealing to them, I suppose. There's a few more places right there. Okay, so I think we're kind of luckier in one sense, because they haven't destroyed too much, although there are spots where there seems to be quite a bit of this stuff. Hey, look at that. I mean, I don't have to move my camera very far to find a tree that has this fall web caterpillars on it, or fall tent caterpillars. Do some research yourself, folks, and find out if these things are in your neck of the woods. Let me know in the comments if you have these kinds of pests where you live. One final thing I wanted to show you folks before I go. A few days ago, Miss Betty and I, we cleaned up this dogwood tree right here, and this is a cherry tree right there. They had a few branches on them that had been infected with this caterpillar. Okay, so, and what we did was we double bagged all the branches, all the infected branches. We cut them off with the reciprocating saw, and we put all the infected branches inside a garbage bag, a clear garbage bag, and we double bagged it actually. So all the branches are in here now, and it's sort of like a greenhouse, we're thinking, because it's clear plastic, so the heat can get inside. The heat can get inside the bag, and I would suspect that the temperature inside that bag is probably about, well, maybe 200 degrees during midday, and we're hopeful that those caterpillars, although if I look closely you can see one there. Hey, look, see him crawling inside the plastic. Okay, so we're kind of hopeful that that this greenhouse effect kind of thing going on inside that plastic bag is going to kill those little buggers. Okay, so there you have it. There's those other two branches that I just cut this morning. So we'll figure out what we're going to do with those. We might have a fire this weekend and burn all of those branches and get rid of them that way. There's a piece of land that we cleared some time ago for our son Devon. Okay, so he's going to be building a house right here, hopefully, please God. So folks, thanks for joining me in this early morning TGIF Friday video. I must get at that siding and see how far I can get. Hopefully up past those two windows anyway. And hopefully the birds will come around and provide me with some company this morning, because I'm out here all by myself. Not that that bothers me at all. I am enjoying my time here. So we'll get the siding on, and we'll show you that later on, folks, in another video clip. We'll show you exactly how we're doing here, getting the siding on the old church. For now, though, Mr. Garry would like to say thank you so very, very much for tuning in to our TGIF, our Friday videos, and all our videos. We appreciate that so very, very much. You have a blessed Friday. You have an awesome, awesome weekend, and enjoy the coming week. And we'll see you in a future video, I'm sure, very, very soon. Take care of yourselves, folks. Mr. Garry signing out. Okay, so yeah, so I've got the starter on, and I've got two full strips on there now. So I'll continue that process. I'll get up past the outdoor garden hose thingy there, and the outdoor plugging, and the plug-in for the camper is there. The meter base is there. Those two windows, one for the bedroom, and that one we put in, that reclaimed, that recycled window that we put in our bathroom a while ago. Lots of videos on our YouTube channel, folks, showcasing the process that we're doing here with this old church. Okay, so I want to say goodbye now, and you have, as I said earlier, a blessed weekend.